With King Eric the Great coming at y'all with another video, and I wanted to tackle this question here. Since it's the 25th anniversary of Ice Cube's Lethal Injection, the question remains, did that album get too much flack from hip-hop fans and critics alike? My thoughts about it is, after listening to it throughout the weekend, I feel that it's your standard Ice Cube album. It was one of the hardest albums to come out in '93. He had a great mixture of militancy, G-funk anthems, social commentary. It was a standard Ice Cube album. It had probably two or three songs I wasn't really feeling, but it was a great album. But during that time period, it wasn't appreciated. And what are the reasons why? Number one, I feel that the impact of the Chronic has literally shifted the tide of hip-hop at that time. Because, as Dre said on Let Me Ride, no medallions, dreadlocks, or black fists. It's just that gangsta glare with gangsta raps. That gangsta ish make the gang of snaps. And that right there, that shifted the tide, because then militancy started slowly fading out. You had the old school guys like Chuck D, KRS-One, X-Clan, Cube to a degree. All those guys that was preaching that fight the power, pro, and black empowerment, it was slowly fading out, and it was replaced with gangsterism. That became more of the face of hip-hop. So, and not only that, it also changed the industry to where you had guys like Run DMC rapping with West Coast influence production, which sounded crazy. You had even Vanilla Ice coming out there with dreads. Hammer coming out with pumps and a bump. That Death Row influence was crazy at that time. And what happened with Cube, he came out at the bad time, because he came out a month after Snoop Dogg released Doggy Style, which hit like a tsunami. That album hit the streets and it flooded everywhere. It hit the streets, the radio, the video slot. Snoop became a mega star then. And nobody could compete with Snoop at that time. So when Lethal Injection dropped, people's perception of it was, yeah, this is cool, but let me go back to seeing here what Snoop and Dre got to say. And plus, Cube was going hard on white people on this album, let's be clear. And at that time, when Death Row started blowing up, you start seeing a flux of white people coming aboard on hip-hop more than before. Yeah, you saw it with NWA, but this was different here. That Interscope MTV machine was running heavy. And they had the marketing dollars behind them, and there was really no marketing dollars behind anti-white people raps. Like Cube was going hard. You had Khalid Muhammad on there with the intro to Cave B, going hard at white women. Then you had When I Get to Heaven. He was tackling the hypocrisy of Christianity. He had What Can I Do, where he was condemning the judicial system on how they treated black people. And plus, niggas weren't angry. They weren't angry like they was during the King riots. After the King riots and the verdict and all that was done, it was time to party, light up a joint and chill, and get in your low rider and ride through the night. And hip-hop wasn't as angry at that time period. And Cube came out still with that extra aggressive energy bashing white people. It's like it put them in positions where they didn't want to hear it, so they chastised the album. That album was heavily criticized, and it's possibly mainly because of that. But I also feel that he was a victim of bad timing. And it was a great album indeed. Like, one of my favorite tracks on there was, of course, Really Though, which was hard by. Then Ghetto Bird had him paint the picture of hood life, and it was even featured in Menace to Society. I even feel that Lethal Injection was a better album than The Predator. The Predator had a lot of filler, like especially the second half. But Lethal Injection was dope, and hopefully be appreciated within time. This was the last Nation of Islam influenced album that Ice Cube had dropped. And after that, he started linking up with Dub C and going the more gangster route. Cube was just basically trying to keep up with the times. And even Bop Gun wasn't really a bad song. It was pretty good. He was trying to compete with Snoop and Dre with that song, with the whole house party thing. But what people don't realize is that Cube has always used Parliament and the Funkadelic and all these type of groups and artists on his samples. So what do you guys think of it? Did Lethal Injection get too much hate, get too much flack? Let me know. This is King Eric the Great signing off at off. And tune in to and sub to the Off the Cuff Radio YouTube channel. Catch us on Friday nights at 9 p.m. 6 Pacific, 8 Central. Peace.